So I just found out that this TV adaptation of this award-winning book was directed by the same director who directed Room, which was a movie adaptation of an award-winning book. Now I know that, it makes a lot of sense, but will it have an impact on my opinion of Normal People book versus series? Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content on this channel here at least twice a week, and movie reviews or book to movie content here at the weekend. Today I'm going to be talking about Normal People, which is a TV series based on the book by Sally Rooney. This book was shortlisted for the Booker Prize. It won many other prizes in the UK. It was like Waterston's Book of the Year. I was late to the party with this one, although it had been one of those audiobooks that I'd got from the library and then allowed to return and then got again and allowed to return. So the TV series coming out gave me the kick up the bum I needed to read it. I love making book to movie content here on this channel, and as always I do understand that once a writer signs off their work to have the movie rights or the TV rights, that they are signing that work off, and that the adaptation could be completely different to the book. I completely understand that, and I'm in no way saying that the book should stick exactly to the movie or the TV show should stick exactly to the book, but I like exploring the differences and similarities and bringing them to you here. So I did listen to this one on audiobook. The book is literary fiction, I would say, following Connell and Marianne, who are at school together, and their will they, won't they, turbulent relationship with one another. Marianne is upper middle class and has a lot of issues in her background. Connell comes from a single parent working class family and also has issues attached to that. This book covers domestic violence, it covers mental health, and the book and the TV show also cover an awful lot of sex. So those are your warnings going into this book or show. The book and the show, I definitely say, have equal amounts of both. The book is very, very slow paced. A lot of people have issues with whether or not the book actually has a plot, but the heart of the plot is this love story and this desire for both these characters to be quote unquote normal people. Neither of them feel like they are normal people. Marianne, kind of for her background and also for her sexual desires, and Connell for his inability to kind of be the same as his friends, but also for his issues that he has with mental health. They both want to be normal people, and they find each other and can cling to each other in that shared desire, as well as the other shared desires that they have. So I thought that the TV show did a really good job of sticking closely to the book. As always, Sally Rooney was involved with the writing of the script, and so that means that the script is almost word for word the same as the book. The TV show is 12 parts long and roughly amounts to about 6 hours of viewing, and the audiobook is about 8 hours long. So that gives you a really good idea of the fact that they were able to keep in almost all of the details from the book and almost all of the writing in the book in the TV show itself. And so you know when a writer is involved with the script that it's always going to stick closer to the actual writing in the book than if the script was written by a completely different person and the writer had just signed away the rights to the book. So this is one of those that does stick really closely. In terms of casting, I really thought that the casting did a good job. I did know who had been cast in the show when I read the book, so I can't really give you an opinion of whether the characters in my head would look like the casting in the book, which I often do in these book versus movie videos. Yeah, I just thought that the casting was really good. It felt really right for these characters. I think the fact that we revisit these characters over the years after they leave school and when they go off to university, and we keep coming back to them and they keep coming together, and then also the fact that the actress who plays Marianne looks a lot like Anne Hathaway, this felt to me like a little bit like One Day, but on a bit of a deeper level and on a more sexual level as well. The fact that the book, as I say, a lot of people say that it doesn't have a plot, means that the TV show is very slow moving. It is very quiet. There's not a ton of dialogue. There's a lot of interesting shots on top of the sex. The book might not be for everyone. It does seem to have been a bit of a Marmite book. I would say that I did prefer the watching of the TV show over the reading of the book, just because the characters and the plot are kind of so subtle and so nuanced. It felt easier for me at this time in my life watching it on the TV rather than reading it in the book and working out from what Sally Rooney's written about these characters, inferring things about them rather than seeing them on the screen and them acting that way and me being able to visually see it. I think maybe if you talked to me at a different point in my life or during a different world climate, I might say that I preferred the book over the show, but they are so similar. I think the only reason I preferred the show over the book was just because I had to use my brain a little bit less to work out what was going on, because I could see it on the show visually in front of me right there. But yeah, they do follow very, very closely. I would say that some of the violence in Marianne's life, at home and in her personal life, is less in the show than it is in the book, but I think they probably toned that down for reasons of actually getting the show on the air. The show aired on BBC Three in the UK and aired on Hulu here in the US, and all the parts I think were available all at the same time. From what I understand, they definitely were here in the US anyway, and so you could binge all 12 hours just like you could binge read the whole book. But yeah, I can understand why some of the more shockingly violent aspects of her home life and her personal life were toned down in the show than they were in the book. However, they're still in there, and her sort of background of violence at home is implied a lot through her behaviour and through things that she just sort of implies when talking to Connell and when talking to other people that she has relationships with. There is also, as well as being just a decent level of sex in this show and in the book, there is also a decent level of nudity in the show, and I know other people have touched on this as well, but I really like the fact that we have like equal nudity in here. It's not just, oh, we always see Marianne's breasts all the time and that's all we see. Like, you know, during the sex scenes, we only literally just see the top half of her. You know, we get to see full frontal nudity from both of them. And I like that equality. I did a little cheer when we first got to see a penis on the screen. I was like, yes, that's good. Don't like the fact that we only ever see the women naked in these shows. Everybody should be naked or nobody should be naked. But yeah, I like that. And that's kind of, I mean, obviously you don't see nudity in the book, but the fact that we've got the equality there makes it feel more true to the book in some sort of way. But yeah, I thought that they did a really good job. And the fact that we've got this director who's directed an award-winning book and turned it into a film with an award-winning actress, is working on this other award-winning book, turning it into this show with these amazing actors. I thought the actors did a really good job of casting it, and I thought the actors did a really good job of portraying the yearning of these young people to be normal people and the yearning of these young people to be with one another. It's a love story, it's beautiful. I thought that, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then, yeah, like I say, I think aspects of it reminded me of One Day, but the adaptation was definitely done a lot better than the adaptation of One Day. But yeah, I think it did a really good job of keeping the same mood and the same tone of the book. And I think even if you didn't like the book, you might like the show because of the reasons I explain why I preferred the show over the book. I'm not saying I didn't like the book, that the book was good, didn't blow me away, but I enjoyed the show and I pretty much binge watched it. We watched at least 2 or 3 episodes at a time when we were watching it, and we both enjoyed watching it, which was nice as well, because it's often that I'll just enjoy watching an adaptation, whereas my husband also enjoyed it, so that tells you something as well. So yes, if you have read the book or watched the show, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or if this video has helped you decide whether to do one or the other or both. Always let me know. That's always fun to know. As always, if there are any book to movie adaptations you would like me to bring you my thoughts on here, leave them in the comments below. I am always willing to read a book and watch a movie on demand. Make sure you are subscribed so that my next video lands in your subscription feed. I have some interesting content coming your way, so click that bell so that you're notified as soon as it hits. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you with my next video.